I open this, we open the regular session. And I'm going to make a motion that the board authorize the engagement of a law firm, Earl Stilwell and Apasialaki, as special counsel with regard to the Maverick County HFC.
I second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're back on your general managers.
Thank you, thank you.
Minute.
Good evening. All right, appreciate it. The general manager's report starts on page 60. And as you can see, we continue to expand the report, providing more and more data and information beyond what we used to. So if it ever gets too cumbersome, let us know and we'll find it, but more is better at this point. I just want to make sure that you see all the things that we are doing across the entire Woodland. So a couple of things I did want to point out. You'll see on page 63 that the sensory sewer rehabilitation is underway and moving. So you do have a piece of that. We are continuing to look through the ditches, and you will have likely a little bit of ditch work within your current budget, and then we'll identify the bigger stuff for future budgets and future capital improvement plan when we go through that. I think that was it on the report specific.
There was a birthday and 46 years of service, which was
Yeah.
astonishing.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Dan.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And Kim's birthday.
Yes,
That's probably about as long as we've been in existence.
it is. He was one of the longest for sure that's still here. We've had 44 and 45 year folks that retired over the last 6 months. So, and then the others were 20 to 30. Long time. Absolutely. Let's see, AWBD was last weekend. Kim and I went, and as well as the largest group of Woodlands directors since I've been here signed up and attended. So I appreciate everybody's involvement. We had a good time and learned some things, and everybody says they got something out of it. So I appreciate the involvement there. The CCR report is available here. That is the consumer confidence report for your water quality testing. So by statute, we have to provide that to your customers before July 1. That'll be a separate mailer. And then it's also on the website, so you can see your specific water quality report for 46. And one other thing I wanted to point out, staff's crazy busy right now. This is a busy time of year with increased water usage and calls related to why is my water bill going up because you use more water, things like that. I know. Also, a lot of move-ins, move-outs that happened during the summer. And then we did have some issues with the software switchover. And so I wrote a letter, as you can see in here, to all the Woodlands customers, whether they received an issue or not, just to ask for their patience and that we are working through this. And we have made great strides in correcting the issues that have come on. It was mostly the electronic payment people and how the banks talk to each other with the new job number or new account numbers. That was the core of the problem because account numbers changed across all accounts with the new system, and that's caused some online banking issues. So we're working through that. No one got turned off because of it. No one got any fines or anything. Those were all, those that didn't happen. So last thing I had was communications. We got a couple minutes, so.
Page 74, I'll keep it real brief for you. We continue to make progress on the renewal communications campaign. You can see a number of developments on the website, new additions, just to maximize transparency and make sure that information is thorough and up to date and easy to get to for the community. We got a video in production that should release probably in a month or so on renewal. We have a community working group session number 5 scheduled for July 1, and they're going to hear from Carollo at that session. And you'll learn more about the wastewater treatment. I gave you some website stats there at the bottom of 74, bottom line there, we're looking good. That's a really nice gauge of how we're doing overall with our communications because we do link back to the website so much. So happy to see that numbers are remaining high there as far as visitation. And then the only other thing is just to note a couple upcoming in-person events. I will be at the farmers market this Saturday from 9 to noon. And then we'll be hosting the 4-H Water Ambassadors here next week for a presentation about Woodlands Water, who we are, and what we do. They're going to be out at the GRP earlier that morning, and we'll be here, and we'll get a little time.
Quick question. We tried, I know the numbers are still modest with viewership. Have we tried to monetize our impressions at all through some of these platforms, X, for example? No,
As far as monetize, you mean?
attention.
Ads.
Oh,
Ads would be one way to do it, the dwell time.
we do boosts, we do paid ads through Community Impact and through Woodlands Online. And
I meant the other way around, that
Oh.
where the agency
we
would
have
be
not.
paid because of the attention.
no, we haven't looked at that at all.
Okay.
To look at that, it may not be legal, but I don't know. We're required to stay in the water, sewer, and drainage business.
Mhm.
Specifically, so it's an interesting question though. Yeah. Interesting question.
Can we post, the summer rainfall totals for the past 5 years as a engagement post? Because I think a lot of people would like to see that, knowing that they don't have to pay as much for water this summer because of all the rain that we've been getting. As well as comparing the years that we've had the drought in 22 and 23.
Yeah, we do something on that. We did something on that earlier in the year. I usually do that every year. How'd we do last year? How does that compare historically? Talking about, how rainfall affects our usage. Usage was down last year, which is good. Of course, rainfall was up compared to the previous drought years. But the positive there is residents are adjusting their behavior according to the precipitation to some degree. But yeah, I
That'd be
love
like a
pointing
first
that.
of the month post. Like on the
Something monthly.
Yeah, can we have a first of the month, like this is how much rain we've gotten? Like, this is for July 1st. Last year's monthly rainfall total was this, which compares to the past 5 years, just so that they're more aware of and tuned in. Because some
Keep
people,
that fresh in their mind.
yeah, keep it fresh in their mind, so they know like, oh, it has been raining a lot. Maybe I don't need to water my grass 5 times a week.
And we do have that lawn irrigation guide that's in the weekly, and now it's on social media as well. Telling folks how much they should water that week. And then I always put a little something in there like, hey, we got 2 inches last week. We dial it down this week. You're good. I do try to tie that in their minds to climate. So, but something more regularly. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Yes.
We got a new fire station built. But they have to purchase SFDUs
Government building.
There's already a lot of.
for that station.
We have to go back and work now.
No.
Great.
Anything else? Are we done? So I guess the next thing is to discuss any items with the future agenda. So I've got a number of residents complain to me about that we don't have our email address on the website. So I'd like to put a discuss an act that we add our WWA email address to the portion of the webpage that has our name and our term and all that. We put that at the end.
We had a long discussion at a previous meeting this week on that. There's some pretty significant cybersecurity concerns about doing that. So we're working with our web designer and our cybersecurity IT group to try to find ways, another way for the customer to be able to reach you. Still may be through the website, still may be an email, but through a way where it's not publicly shown, because all
Bots.
spammers and bots will
Yep.
crush that. And
Is
you
that,
don't.
is that even with the WWA email address?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes it even worse because then now they have access to this system. At that point, and that's even worse. So although I know Brian would insist that everyone use the WWA, and I would agree for purpose of discovery and other reasons, if you then start throwing that one out there to everybody, that causes some increased risk to us on the cyber side. So it's not as easy as just saying, yeah, let's just
Slap it in there.
It's.
Then I'll say this, instead of putting the agenda, will you bring it up in your general manager's board after you?
Yeah, because
talk through this?
because we're gonna go and ask all the boards. Some are asking, some aren't, but those that aren't probably wouldn't care. I mean, they wouldn't mind doing it.
Yeah.
We think we may have a way to do it that solves everything, but we'll come back to you on that.
You could consider captchas on the front
We've got it all.
with some images without the text. You just have a picture with random dots.
Way ahead of you.
Okay, right.
We'll let you bring it up again.
We
on
will.
general meeting.
That's fine.
Anything else? Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
About 46
All in
minutes.
favor, say aye. Aye. I adjourn the meeting.